Hello, hello to all of our beautiful brides. We're coming to you today with this amazing, amazing woman, Beth Shellhouse with West View Floral Shop, right here down the street from our lovely store. So thank you for joining us today. Beth is here to share so much wisdom and so much information for you to deal with your florist, whether you have one today or down the road looking for your florist for your wedding, on some great wedding tips, on flower tips, on trends, on all these beautiful things going on. Everyone loves flowers. They're so pretty. They're so beautiful. They just add that extra bit of romance to these weddings for your bouquet, which are so important, your centerpieces, all these great things. So thank you, Beth, for joining us.
You are welcome.
So happy to have you here.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
It's going to be fun.
Yes, it is. So to get started, why don't you share a little bit about who you are and how you started this flower store of yours that we love?
Well, this is our 44th year. My mom started the flower shop back in 1976, and it's something she always wanted to do. I remember as a child, she had her craft in her sewing room, and my dad is a funeral director, and that's the other half of our family. And I remember going in there and just, it looked like a rainbow of ribbons because he would bring the ribbons home. She would iron them and use them for different craft things. And she just always loved flowers. And when I was graduating high school and I was starting college, my brother was still in high school, she decided this is something she always wanted to do. And she did. And here I am 44 years later.
Nice.
I raised my kids in the flower shop and my grandkids. It's been wonderful.
Awesome. Awesome. We love the story.
I ride down 19 past your shop on the way to the store, and I always look to see what's happening towards that side of the road because you have beautiful baskets outside. Are you in charge of decorating kind of Westview right there?
Well, yes, we try to do that just to have that little bright spot there. And you can't believe how many people still say, I didn't know you were here. I'm like, well, it's only been 44 years, but we're really glad you found us.
Yeah.
If you're not looking for us, maybe, just driving past. But it's always fun. I love my other job, if I could have had one, because my mom was my only and first boss, would be a window decorator, because I love to do windows. I mean, there's all.
Well, and you just redid your window. So anyone who doesn't know, drive through Westview on a little break that you need today and go see the beautiful Easter window that's there.
I put stuff in the other day, and I would have done more, but I didn't want to haul everything up from the basement. But at least it got changed up somewhat.
Yep. What you need.
So that's all good.
Hi, Evelyn. Michelle's mom's popping in on our video. All good stuff.
I love that. That's perfect.
So, okay. So 44 years. Oh my goodness. Westview, we love having you. So let's share some things for our brides. Right now, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. Let's talk about, well, how do you work with brides when they call you up and say, hey, I need flowers for my wedding? What are some of the things that you like them to have when you come to talk to them or you share with them?
Well, the first thing we do is set up an appointment because you can't just walk in. I do consultations normally Sundays after 11 because during the week it's just too hectic. And on weekends, we usually have weddings that we're doing. So Sundays, then you get my full attention. The first meeting when they come in, I like to get a feel for their color palette. I always want to see what their dress looks like because they always amaze me. And
they are so pretty.
And sometimes they bring the grooms and they're not always happy, but sometimes they do want input. So that's extra special.
Nice.
And then your first consultation, we get sort of down what kind of flowers you want and your colors, where your venue's going to be, where the church is. And then our second or third meeting, I bring flowers in for them to look at.
Oh, okay. So they can actually physically see what they look like up front.
Right.
Versus Pinterest. I'm assuming you get a lot of Pinterest.
Yes. And Pinterest can be good or it can just be terrible. I mean, I've had brides that totally were driving themselves crazy with Pinterest and Pinterest boards. And I think last year I saw the same bridal bouquet with at least 4 consultations. And most of them are done in silk flowers. and you cannot get the exact same look. You can get close, which I did in fresh, but they don't understand that, so that's okay. So it's an educational thing too.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we feel the same way in our business because they think that these are real weddings that are on Pinterest, but they're stylized weddings.
Exactly.
Everything is done small scale.
And then they're sitting there in flower wise, they're just snapping that picture and then it's done. It's not a matter of them having that bouquet through the rest of the day, through the pictures after the ceremony. And so I always like to make sure I want them to be as fresh as when they get them as till they're ready to leave their reception.
Yeah. You don't want your flower to start wilting in the middle of your photos or in the middle of your day. No.
And I have good friends as photographer, and if I haven't done the flowers that she'll send me a picture going, look what they did, look what they didn't do. I said, that's why flower wise, I know one of the trends was all the peonies and stuff. Well, I don't trust fresh peonies. If you get the ones from Alaska, they can be so $35 per flower. And then you're never sure if they're going to last, how long they're going to last. So they've come up with, in the artificial ones, these real feel ones that I can integrate in with the fresh, and you really can't tell the difference.
Nice. So they can still have that beautiful look.
They can get that look. Exactly.
Wonderful.
Exactly. And then with the color palettes, there is no right or wrong. This is your wedding. It's whatever you want it to look like, to feel. And then you should go from there. I know with some of the girls that 2 of my May weddings have now gone into October and November, and they were concerned, how do I bring my spring colors into the fall? And I said, that's not a problem. We can incorporate some other touch of maybe a darker, what you would associate with a fall shade, into those colors, and it's still going to be fine. It's still going to be beautiful.
Soft spring colors look good no matter what time of year. They're romantic. They're beautiful when everything matches together. Sometimes actually, if you get into these winter months and you have these soft colors, I think it's a breath of fresh air.
Yes.
We need those colors. We're tired of some of the fall colors. Like, they're beautiful, but sometimes it's nice to have something different, not the same.
And I had one girl a couple years ago, and these girls, I just love these girls. I love hearing all their stories. I know some people go, oh, it's just a wedding. No, to me, our thing too is funerals and weddings are very, very important. They're very important days in everybody's life. Some of them are very sad. Other ones are very happy, but flowers, I think, showcase that. And we take just as much care with our funeral stuff as we do as our wedding, because I think they're equally as important to families, for both occasions.
Yep.
But there's always a way to fit that in. I had one girl that she was just all over the board. She was so much fun to work with. But she said she was moving her venue. It was 3 or 4 different places. And then she ended up at Ogle Bay. Well, she said, I really want to incorporate the colors and the carpet into my bouquets. And I went, no, we're not doing that. So I mean, it's very funny. But I could see where she was coming from, because she didn't want to add something that would clash.
Yeah.
Because if you ever notice, and because of so many venues I've been in all over the place, the carpets in these places are terrible.
They're ugly. No,
they're ugly. They have these huge swirly patterns that don't match anybody. So
and they're red.
We're going to draw the attention to you and your beauty in your wedding dress and your flowers, and nobody's going to look at the carpet.
Yep. You're so right.
We've not heard it all.
So right. So
we actually have to accept that store too. Our carpet is a green color, and when we moved in, it's all we saw was this green.
That carpet?
And we worried about it.
And horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now people walk in and are like, "Oh, your store is gorgeous. We don't even notice the." But
no, you
for
don't.
us,
Hello, dog.
So what are some of the favorite flowers that you're starting to see a lot of? Like, what's some of the trends going on?
Well, it depends on what they've decided. I mean, last fall, going back to that, a lot of girls, I had burgundy dresses all through last spring and into the fall. The fall shades we incorporated, the one girl was really pretty, was sunflowers and dark red roses. And that was really pretty with a touch of gray. But then in the spring, you could go with the burgundies and maroons and put in blush and pink and taupe with that. That looked really pretty.
I bet. We've had a lot of blush for bridesmaids dresses.
Blush was really big, yes.
Yeah.
I know some because on Facebook, there's florist to florist pages and that type thing. And everybody's complaining, I've got all these blush brides. I went, well, it doesn't matter because it's their day. It doesn't matter if you've done that same color palette 4 times.
Right.
It's all different girls. So you're going to put it all together beautifully for them.
Yeah. So what do you try to pull out of their personality? Because it seems like you really get to know your bride very, very well. And you're really trying to express who they are as a couple, as a person.
I try to I always like to find out, where did you get engaged? Where did you, to find a little background of that. And I like to pull that in too. And some of the girls will call, and I never get their last names. I always just go by your first name. And because I just think that's more fun that way. And everybody's different. I had one last year, the wedding, everything went up to New York. They packed everything from here, went up there. The details were awesome. They took vintage books and wrapped lace ribbon around it. And then there was little teacups and saucers that sat on there. We had teapots. It was just, the details were amazing. And I love the details to try to work all that into the designs.
Fantastic.
And there's not one flower other than roses. Girls either love roses or they don't love roses.
Okay.
And there's always something in a different color that we can get to incorporate it in.
Do you see brides sticking to the traditional like whites or ivory bouquets, or are they really adding more color into them?
They're adding more color. I've had a lot of weddings where the bridesmaids, they carry all white or cream shades together, and then the bride will do the color in her bouquet. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you want to do to make your day special.
That's fantastic. That's how it should be. This is an individual couple thing.
Right. And I've had girls come in and say, well, I had seen another florist or this or that, and they told me I need to do this, that, and another thing. I'm like, no, that's not their wedding. It's your wedding.
Right.
So that all works out really well.
That's what we say about the dress too. It's your wedding. It's your day. You pick the dress that you love the best on you, that you feel most confident and comfortable and beautiful in, and it will all be fine because they're looking at your face. They're looking at your smile. Everything will come together. Don't worry about it.
We always tell girls with their flowers before they walk down the aisle, make sure you keep it down lower, because as you get nervous, it goes up and it's going to cover your face.
I know, it's right here. You can't see the beauty. So,
but then the other thing that we found too, because like I said, we've been doing this so long. My mom and I used to always go to the church an hour beforehand, pin all the boutonnieres and corsages on, and I'm probably in so many wedding pictures fluffing the girls' train as they go down the aisles. But now most churches have wedding consultants, so they do that. So we do a lot more just dropping off, or people pick the arrangements and flowers up.
Okay.
So they can do it that way. That's more cost effective. And we're also ones that I've heard from other girls too, that florists won't even talk to you unless you're going to be willing to spend $2,000 or $3,000. That's not us. That's not me. No, I won't do that. I go into anybody's budget that they need to work around.
Oh, fantastic.
I might have to move to a different place because I only have 29% left here. Well, we'll see what happens.
All right. So, let's talk about, so you can handle all price ranges. So brides just need to be open and upfront with their budget. How far in advance should a bride contact you?
I've had quite a few girls that got engaged and called right away. I put their date on the book. I won't do more than 1 or 2 weddings in a weekend because it's not fair to them and it's not fair to me. And because if I ended up with a lot of funeral work, because that takes a priority too.
Okay.
So I'll only book 1 or 2 if they're small.
So call ahead. Call us.
Yes. The important thing is to book that date and have that date down for you. And then I start maybe 4-6 months. They can come before that. That's not a problem. And then we revisit it a couple more times after.
About 4 to 6 months out, you're really honing in on the arrangement, flowers, the centerpieces, how many you need, what you need.
Right. And a lot of people are doing their own centerpieces and that type thing. And I don't have a problem with that. If girls can come up with their own containers, bring them in. I'm not going to charge you for that because anymore, a lot of these places they're selling them for less than my wholesalers can even buy them for, which is a little disheartening, but
Yeah.
it's a
Oh, so you're really, really working with these brides more than
yes,
just taking an order and just completing it and shipping it out. So
right. Yes.
we love this personal touch, this,
So
down
you
home
guys do
feel.
the same thing.
Yeah,
You know
absolutely.
the difference.
Absolutely. So are you seeing still a lot of, I know we still have brides that are a lot of the green, just greenery, like the cascading bouquets of just
Yes.
greenery, the
And it's
eucalyptus
just
across
that
the tables.
texture. Yeah, the texture with all the different, there's probably 6 or 7 different eucalyptus now that we use.
Oh,
Putting that with other fillers, wax flower, limonium, that type thing, that just looks really pretty. A lot of people think, oh, well, it's a lot cheaper that way. No, not so much, but it's still pretty. You get, and we're calling the metals in there. So I can take the eucalyptus and spray it with a silver or a rose gold or a gold and incorporate that in. And that
oh,
looks really nice just to get that little shimmer.
yeah. Oh, I like that. We love sparkle.
Yeah, sparkle's
Are
good.
you able to do
And I always
flowers
ask the
above
girls
the
too.
table?
I'm sorry, what? I didn't hear you, Michelle.
Oh, sorry.
Michelle was asking about like
Hanging
the
flowers.
bouquets. Are you doing the flowers above the table or on the table? Or I guess it just depends where the location.
Anymore, we've been doing both. So when you come into a room, because those real high, tall centerpieces, I don't think you need that over the entire room. Because I'm sorry, when people sit down, are they going to sit and look up at those? Because they can be very costly.
Mm-hmm.
So we do some high ones, we do some low ones. I had 2 weddings in the last couple of years where they used 3 different kinds of centerpieces, and that was really nice.
It's
And then we
giving
put
different
them,
textures and different heights.
yes,
Nice.
yep. That makes it really nice. And then people, take them home with them or whatever, and then they have something to keep afterwards.
Are you seeing a lot of candles incorporated?
Some of the floating candles that we have access to, a lot of that, some of the venues have that available, and we just add some to it.
Okay.
So they give the bride, you have say 3 sizes of cylinders bases with the water, and they put the candles and then maybe a mirror at the bottom, and then we just incorporate the greens and stuff into that.
Okay. What about cakes? Are they still doing flowers on cakes or are you? I see cakes all over the place now. There are a lot of them are very detailed, done with the icing
Yeah.
and the fondant.
And the icing flowers are just beautiful. And we do some, if they send us a picture, we can surely do that. But that's another place where, I've had girls, and I don't know, maybe it's me, that she said, I want this cake. There might be 3 dozen roses on that cake. So what's going to happen after they go in, they take the pictures, they put it in the back and throw everything away.
I know.
And it goes me, I go, do you really want to do that? That's kind of a waste.
Yeah. And they're doing the cakes right away. You don't even get to see the cake
Yes.
at the time. You come
Right.
in, they slice it, they cut it, and it's gone. And you're like, I didn't even look at
My
it.
son and daughter-in-law got married. The cake was very, very important to my daughter-in-law. So that was in where we had our dinner the whole time until they cut the cake afterwards, because that was very important to her. And it was really beautiful. And
Yeah.
there was lots of roses on it.
Yeah.
That was fun.
So, so what advice do you have for these brides right now that are deciding they're getting married, they're engaged?
Oh, and the changing. I think the most important thing is this is supposed to be such a fun, happy time, and don't let the stress of this whole situation get to you. We can, when you change the date, like I said, we can change up the color of the flowers, add a little something else in there, but this is your special day. And I always tell them the day before, I always do what I call buckets to bouquets. When I start working on a wedding in the afternoon on a Friday, I'll bring all the flowers out, put them around me, take a picture and send it to the bride and say, all right, I'm getting ready to start. And then as I design her bouquet, and then I'll send them a picture. So, and I said, please take a deep breath and enjoy these next 12 or 24 hours or whatever, because all of a sudden it's over.
Yeah.
And yeah, you'll have your pictures and stuff to remember it, but it's such a special time. Don't stress yourself out. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And enjoy because all the months and stuff of planning, and then it's over so fast.
I know. Everyone's like, oh, it went so fast. I didn't get to hang out with some people and
Yes.
enjoy it. Enjoy the moment. This is their moment together. So, well, you bring so much beauty to all of these brides with their bouquets, which are they're just as important as their dress a lot of times, and the decorating the area.
When
that
I was
everyone's
trying to,
in.
I always want to see their dress because I want to say, are there pearls on it? Are there rhinestones? Then incorporate that into the bouquet to tie it all together. Because
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever have it. The worst thing is when a girl comes in and goes, flowers really aren't that important to me. It's like, oh, okay.
But they are, because they're there. They still
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. But I had one girl and I did her little bouquet or buckets to bouquets, and she texted me back. She said, I now understand what you mean. I was like, oh, that meant so much to me. Because she was one that came in, I really don't care, whatever. And I said, okay. But she got it. So
Yeah.
it was all good.
When it all starts to come together, and
Mhm.
it's a big moment. So yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a beautiful moment. So relax and enjoy it all.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see. We went through kind of our checklist. Do you have anything else you want to share about working with brides, or just about your shop, or anything for us?
No, the other thing when girls come in, when they make their appointments, and like I said, when they call to consult originally, I always want to know where it is, the time and stuff, and go from there. Because some of the ones that are farther venues, you have to come and pick it up, because I'm just not able to go and do all the stuff that I used to after all those years. And then, go from there and just make it work.
Yeah.
It's fine. Everything is coming back around. I know when my mom first started doing anything, it was the long cascade bouquets, and then it went to the handheld. So I started doing all that. And she'll be gone 8 years in June. And I was working on this one wedding, and I think I had met them, and this girl wanted a cascade bouquet, which is on a holder and with orchids and roses and all this in it. And she was in the hospital at the time. And I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. I've never really done a cascade. I've watched you do hundreds of them. And she looked at me and said, just do it.
Yeah.
So every time I start one of those, they turn out okay.
Yeah.
So I always feel she's there just pushing me, going, it's going to be all right.
She's there with you, and
Yep.
your creativity and artistic work is just amazing.
Well, I went to
flowers are
college and went to
beautiful.
LaRoche for graphic design, and I thought I was going to do that. And then when I started the flower shop, all I did was bud vases, and then it just expanded from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Your work is beautiful. Your flowers are gorgeous. And the time and attention to detail and getting to know people is something that's extra special. A lot of places don't do that. They're just taking orders and running.
That's where I was going before with that. When the girls come in, you meet me in our workroom. It's not neat. It's not tidy. Every girl gets a bin. And when they bring special touches they want in, and I say, I don't know if you meet at other florists, they have a nice little sitting area. No, you're in my workroom. And then this is kind of cool. I have so many girls that bring in special little things that I incorporate into their bridal bouquets. And I had this one, it was so neat. The groom's grandma gave him this antique key, and it was written in her handwriting, you'll always have the key to my heart. Well, they incorporated that into her bridal bouquet.
Oh.
It was so neat. I have one they always call Grandma Buttons. So we put buttons all through her bouquet. But I have the little bins that all the girls' stuff goes in there. I had one girl who used the lace from her great grandmother's wedding dress. And we put that in. I had another one who was in the family. Her mom passed away way too young. And I used this sleeve from her mother's wedding dress as the cover of her bouquet. That was really special. Yes.
Yes. Those little teeny touches are huge in everything.
Yeah, lockets and jewelry and pins and brooches just make it that little touch that you need. That makes it really neat.
I love it. Love it. Well, we greatly appreciate all this wonderful advice. I am so happy that we were able to get together again. And even if it's not
I figured out this
in person, we got you on here. We got our voices working. But so for any of our brides that are out there that are looking for a florist, give Beth a call. We would, if you have any questions, ask her your questions. She is here to help you out. She loves working with brides. Her shop is absolutely beautiful. Her work and her creativity is amazing. And as we've gotten to know here, the attention to detail about each bride and specificness and incorporating everything from their engagement to themselves to all of this have come together, just really makes it extra special. And even though maybe some of their people in their wedding party or guests don't see it all, it really does radiate from the bride. The bride's smile, the comfort, the calmness, it will really, everything will shine through so perfectly. So we thank you. I'm going to post Beth and West View Floral Shop's information below this. So if anyone needs to contact her, you can email her, call her, DM her. If you need to reach out to Michelle and I, we're happy to connect you two together. If you have any questions about anything in life, us ladies are here for you. We've got a little wisdom behind us now. So we are happy to help you in anything that you have going on, wedding or life related. So Beth, thank you once again for joining us.
You are very welcome.
It has been such a pleasure to have you here. And
After
if you have any, some of your inspirations, post some of them below. Give them a couple of flower arrangements that are some of your favorites that they can dream about or have some inspiration.
There's some on the Facebook page. They can always go to the Facebook page. I post a lot of brides' pictures on there. But after all, from working 7 days a week, 10 hours a day to nothing, this was wonderful to do. So thank you so much.
Yes, we're so happy to have you. So, all right, everybody have a happy Thursday, and thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions or need anything, you let us know. We are here for you. Love you all
very much. Bye, girls.